Hello, everybody. It's Slushy, and welcome to a Five Nights at Freddy's 4 theory video. I know this is super delayed, and again, I want to point this out. I said this in my Bushside Rangers theory video, but I'm not a theorist. I'm not Matt Pat, so let's just get that out of the way before I even get going. I'm just a guy who loves the game and has some interesting concepts and ideas based on my experience with the game and my understanding of what's going on. Now, Five Nights at Freddy's 4, as everybody in the fandom knows, it's the most controversial entry in the series because it's the only one that's not super conclusive, like to the point where a lot of people don't agree on everything. Like, you'll spit out something and everyone will be like, no, it's not that, even if they don't have conclusive proof. So I want to get that out of the way. And I'm not saying what I have now is a conclusive proof, but in my head, it makes total sense. Like there's just, and I don't even have a whole lot of theories here. In fact, most of it's just little details I picked up on, and I'm spinning a web with what's inside my head about this. So, theory, opinions, whatever you want to call it. On one of Game Theory's streams, it was addressed that Scott Cawthon was updating his website at the time. This is around the release of Fnaf 4, and he released a quote on his website saying, "What is seen." What is seen in the shadows is easily misunderstood in the mind of a child. There's something to that effect. And the thing that makes me the first thing that pops in my head is there's a scene in one of the mini games of FNAF 4. I'll play it on screen, and essentially what's happening in it is purple guy William is stuffing a guy into a spring Bonnie or Fredbear suit. I can't really recall exactly, and this is like whenever Dave, this is whenever Dave's walking through and see, to me, and it's a dark room, so to me that phrase right there just harkens to that moment. It's like what is seen in the shadows in the mind of a child is easily misunderstood. So him seeing his dad putting that suit onto that guy, him not realizing that it's what it is, which would be a spring lock suit, and we don't get to see everything. Perhaps he saw that, and that's what led to his fear, which ultimately led to his death, which means, essentially, Michael's not the only one at fault here. It's his dad. His dad was the root of everything. His dad led to all of his fears. William was the source of his fears because he saw what his dad was doing, and just saw it as terrifying. It scared him so much. He didn't even want to be at Fredbear's anymore, despite how much he did love the characters at the time. A combination of his brother torturing him with the Freddy's characters and his seeing his dad do that just absolutely destroyed his mind. And to me, like I said, that just makes perfect sense. What's seen in the shadows is easily misunderstood in the mind of a child. He didn't understand that his dad wasn't killing that guy. Probably not at this time. It's not it's not exactly known if he was evil. It's just he was a businessman doing normal businessman stuff, putting on a show, setting up the restaurant, getting people ready for the show, putting a guy in a costume. But a kid might see something different, whereas an adult would walk into the room and say, "Oh, it's just him helping a guy into a costume suit because he knows spring lock suits better than anyone." But a kid, a little boy, doesn't understand that exactly, even though he is close to the operation. It's William's son. It's Dave. He lives in the house where William was making all these animatronics and stuff. But whenever you see that as a little kid, you're not going to be thinking about the deep intertwining parts inside of a suit. You're just going to see that and know that these things are dangerous because your dad told you stay away from these suits. They're dangerous. And then that's what you see. And your mind just spins a million miles a second trying to figure out why your dad was doing that to that man. So that's my first big theory or question, opinion, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know if you can call it a theory. Like I said, I'm not very good at this whole thing. It's just I got a lot of stuff that's been on my head since the game came out that I really want to talk about. Okay, and so basically my second and last, it's kind of a long one. Obviously, I kind of go on tangents because the series is just so intertwining and everything is so significant. Like not every little detail means the world, but It's the little ones. It's the little things that happen that you really have to pay attention to. It's not the big, bold, brash things that are right in your face. It's the things that he doesn't draw a huge point to. And that one thing to me, it involves the box. It involves the complete ending to FNAF 4 rather, where Dave is sitting there dead or dying, in the process of dying, and his plushies, the characters, all the main characters, are all around him, including Fredbear plushie. And it says, you just see the one by one, I believe it says, we're still your friends. Do you believe that? And then one by one, they disappear. And the thing is, what's happening to those plushies? Where are those plushies going? Why are they one by one being removed from around his body? Where are those plushies being placed? And that brings me to the box. And I know Scott has said the box has changed, and I can't exactly say what he changed it to, only he can. But I personally believe, for the time around the release of FNAF 4 when that game came out, it just makes sense to me that what's inside that box, or what was inside that box, would have been those plushies. It would have been the things that led to it all, because the Freddy's characters were once so cherished by him and ultimately were used against him. Bunch of kids and bullies carried him in those masks up to Fredbear, got bit, bite of 83, not the bite of 87, and uh they were just sitting around him, his friends, and William most likely standing there seeing these plushies and realizing the trauma it's probably causing. His initial instinct, being a relatively good father at the time, a mourning father, a father who's just distraught with rage and terror and just the most visceral sense of sadness, just takes all these plushies and locks them away. Where does he lock them up? Dave's toy box. Plain and simple. He takes them home, locks them up so they can never be seen again. They're out of sight. And then it also adds into the whole, out of sight, out of mind. Like when your son's dead, you're not going to want to consistently see those toys, because the first thing you're going to think of is him dead, or you're going to see that scene of him getting his head bit. So locking them away, throwing away the key, just hiding it, making sure Michael can't get to it, making sure it's going to be a lot harder for him to find them. And there's a little bit of a somewhat darker addition to that. And I don't even know if I really should even say this, because to me, the plushies is most likely the only thing that was inside the box, because it just makes sense to me. I don't know. It's so simple. It's so in front of your face. The one by one, they were removed. Literally one by one. They just slowly disappear. It's not like all of a sudden they're just gone. They just disappear out of nowhere. And then the golden Fredbear, or Fredbear plush, that's the last one to leave. And obviously, there's a whole lot of theories that, Dave's spirit, if you would, got transferred into that plushie. And that's why later on, when you see it, it's got the white eyes. But I don't know. There's kind of a conflicting thing, because I believe at one point throughout that game it had white eyes before he died. So I'm not exactly sure what to make of that. I mean, there's also theories that the mini games you play are entirely, like a video game. It's not actually happening. It's just made up by Henry. Henry's like making these video games for Cassidy to play, so Cassidy knows what's going on, and she can try to like fight herself from tormenting the kids any further. Then it says the thing that really to me staples that whole plushie, and before I get to that, you know what, I'm just gonna say it. The thing that really staples home that whole plushies in the box thing locked away is the whole "some things are best left forgotten for now." That just hits me like a hammer right in the head and just says, duh. What else would you want to forget about? What else would you want to leave behind for now? William is leaving that in the past for now, because now his mind has just gone berserk. His plan isn't positive. His plan is evil. His plan is to get revenge. His plan's to just go fucking ballistic and use those characters to bring his son back. But for now, he's done with it. He's gonna try to move on. He's going to try to mourn, and then he's going to hit the ground running and go for it and do what he does, which, for better or worse, definitely worse. But whoo, to me, it just sends it home right there. That whole line just makes sense to me. It involves memory. I mean, Dave was bit. It's like I believe it's like a double meaning. It's like Dave was bit. He lost his memory. He died. Michael's likely traumatized from the fact that he led to he's partially to blame, at least in my theory, because I believe Williams also has a half of that. Uh, he's probably tormented from the fact that he feels personally responsible, obviously. And there's even some stuff in the security logbook where he says it's not our fault. He tripped and fell into Freddy's mouth. And I might have said that backwards, actually. He tripped and fell into Freddy's mouth. It's not our fault, I believe is what it was. And so it's like he's trying to pass the blame, but also you could just tell he's so filled with guilt and he knows what he did and he feels so terrible. And that's why he spends the entire franchise trying to right his wrongs, trying to put him to rest. Meanwhile, his father's going around doing it in psychotic ways. He's trying to put them to rest properly, just finally end the torment, get them out of their shells and just put them to rest so they can move on and not be here being tormented and forced to just, forever wander the halls of the pizzerias or being replaced by different other animatronics and stuff. The dark part of that theory that I kind of passed over because I wanted to save it for last because God, it's fucking controversial as hell. Bear with me because this is going to be fucking batshit insane. So we never see a grave for Dave. We never see a grave ever. There's never been a grave for him. And I know, like I said, I know this could be controversial, but some things are best left forgotten for now. So it's him. It's his plushies being hidden away inside the box. It's the Golden Freddy or the Fredbear plush being taken away and removed. And then his body placed inside the box. I'm trying so hard not to laugh because I know it sounds ridiculous, but there's a part of me that just, for some reason, this just makes total sense. Because you don't see any proof that he was ever buried. I mean, a father, no matter what, would bury him. But he says some things are best left forgotten for now. He takes away the plushies, forgotten for now. He takes the body, puts it in there, forgotten for now. Because why? He's going to put them back together. You're not just going to have your son laying out on the kitchen table or laying out on his bed. You're going to put him away so Michael can't see, so he doesn't have to look at it. Same reason for the plushies. And when he's ready, he's going to unlock that box, take him out, and put him back together using the methods that he used for all the other experiments that he tries later on. And I don't know. That's where this video comes to an end. uh, and obviously he carries out his dark revenge plot later on, and I believe he removed him. And I'm not going to theorize where he put them. There's rumors that he's involved with Golden Freddy, like he's inside, like there's two inside Golden Freddy. And I'm not going to go there. I don't know. All I can say is it's my belief 100%. Those plushies are in the box. He was in the box. Whatever Scott changed it to, I have no idea. We'll never know until Scott says. I hope maybe at the 20th anniversary for Fnaf, he's like, hey, you know what, guys? It's been so long. I was going to do a wink, but it was too late. Uh, here's what's inside the box. And we get like a little video of the box opening, and there it is. Whatever the hell's in the box. People have said it's been like pictures of the Afton family and stuff like that. And you know what? That might be in the box as well. Maybe pictures of him as a kid are just in the box with him. Every memory of him is probably put away because they don't want to see that. So it's not just the plushies, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a lot of different things like little trinkets and stuff, whatever was important to him. That's inside the box. You're not going to want to see that. Like you look at any situation when a family member dies, like it's not trying to hide the fact that they existed. It's just you don't want to be tortured with that every day. I mean, it would just destroy you personally. So it just makes perfect sense to me. And again, I don't know if anyone's ever brought this up. I'm sure in the what almost 10 years since this game came out. It's like it is. It's I'm pretty sure it's about to be the 10-year anniversary for FNAF 4. Either way, to me, it just makes sense. I know it's controversial to imagine the whole body in there. I don't know if it's been brought up. I haven't seen every single theory, but it just makes sense to me. So, anyways, let me know what your theories are on what's inside the box or what was inside the box. Do you agree with me? Do you think it makes any sense, or do you think I'm a fucking Nimrod? You know what? Even if you don't call me a Nimrod, I already think I am. But for some reason, this just it clicks. I don't know. It's always clicked for me. I've never brought it up really because I never thought to do a theory video, but uh, that's all I got. That's all I got. And FNAF 4 is really truly the most mysterious game in the series because there's so many unanswered questions, and there likely will always be. Because Scott's not the type of guy that's going to come out and say, "Hey, you know what? You were right. You were right. That's what's inside the box." He'll just sit there and nod. He's literally said that there's been people who've gotten really close, and he just sits there smiling and nodding. So even if I manage to hit all the boxes, it doesn't matter. It'll never matter. It's just a personal feeling that I feel like I have. I feel like I've put that key in, I've twisted it, I've opened it up, and there everything is, right there. Everything he cherished and loved, and himself included. It's just such a tragic story, man. The series is so dark, and I understand why the next game after FNAF 4 was FNAF World, and he's even said the reason he made FNAF World is because FNAF 4 was so dark. And to me, that whole body ending that I'm talking about makes sense for why it was so dark. And the reason why there's like an unused scene in FNAF World where the box is opened is because the body's been removed. It's gone. He's already started his experiments. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm almost speechless. And I have chills. I do. My hairs are standing up. Uh, because I feel like I've actually done it for some reason. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. You guys probably know more than I do. But yeah. Thank you for watching this long ass video. I hope you stayed tuned to the end. I would really appreciate it. Hit like if you did. And again, let's hear your theories down below. I'm gonna be excited to know them. And don't have Matt Pat take me out. I know that he's gonna be like, oh my god, there's a theorist or there's a guy making theory videos. We got to take him out. We got to take him down. We got to remove him. So let's just keep it on the down low, okay? Let's not tell Matt Pat. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.